Good morning, everybody. Welcome into the Prime Time Show. I'm your host, Tiger Prime, aka the Big Cat, aka Pastor Prime. How is everybody doing on this fine Saturday morning? Y'all see that? Y'all see that? Your boy's working on his transitions, working on the startup of the stream and all that good stuff. But right now, I do apologize for being late. I had a meeting setting up for a logo for a client this morning. And as meetings often do, it ran over. But we're here now, and I've got some stuff I want to do today. Stuff I want to do today. Um, and we're going to start off hard, like we normally do. I know it's almost 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and normally we do the art a little bit earlier in the day, but, you know, your boy was busy this morning. I had things I had to do. I had things I had to get taken the care of the care needed to be taken. And I needed to reset myself. So here we are. Either you like it or you love it. Either way, I don't care. No, I care. I care. I love you guys. I appreciate you coming in this morning, coming in today, coming in yesterday. Thank you for yesterday coming in with the 300 bitty bitty bitties. Man, I am working on becoming a better streamer for you and myself. Right now I'm setting up. I don't have one for myself. My own folder. Hmm. That's. Oh yes, I do. I do have it. It's not under branding. It's under tiger uppercut. I need that sound effect. Where is it? It should be under commissions. Under CGI. Under CGI. Under Tiger Prime. Ah, that's where I need to be. That's where I need to be. And I need to create. So, what we're working on today, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, all you hot hit cats and kittens out there in TV land, welcome to the Primetime Show, aka The Jungle. Today, we are going to be doing something. If I can find the button. Oh, there it is. Good grief. Um, Gonna be working on my emotes, man. I keep telling y'all I got new emotes for you, or that I'm working on new emotes. So I'm bringing the truth today and showing you that there is a method to my madness and um, some kind of coordination. I don't know. But, and of course, we'll get into some gameplay. I'm thinking about getting into Spider Man today. Thinking about getting into Spider Man today. But we'll see. We will see. Because I haven't played in a while. And listen, I was checking this out, right? I kind of want to start playing now, but I kind of want to start playing closer to when Into the Spider Verse 2 comes out. But I want to play Spider Man before I get into Miles Morales. And right now, everybody's playing like Zero. So, like, I miss out on so many games. Like, I haven't played Sifu, Zero Horizon Dawn. I missed out on Hitman. I'm gonna get better on my scheduling, y'all. I promise you, I will. I promise you, I'm gonna get better with this whole scheduling thing. But you know, real life or current life, because this is real life. This is business. This is entertainment. This is something that I really love doing. Something I really want to do. Um, all of that, all of that for sure. I'm gonna start out with this, y'all. For those who don't know, I finally finished the Miss Retta Devise art. Uh, uh, and I wanted to show it to you guys. Actually, I found a mistake. I just found a mistake in Miss Loretta Devise art, Retta Devise art, and I need to open up. There it is, Miss Divine PSD. Open up the file and fix it. And I think I should be able to fix it here. It shouldn't be a big, it shouldn't be. It's not there. Oh, that's bogus. How's it on that one and not on the final product? Hmm. Interesting. Or rather, it's on the ah, there it is. It's minuscule. But I'm assuming it has to be on this layer. Sorry, I did it again, didn't I? I did not properly start this stream into our stuff. So there's a little dot right here on the picture that I'm attempting to correct. It's right here. It's nothing big. It's just if she goes to do something else with it, I don't want that there. So you click on the layer with the body, boom, erase it, and you're good to go. Then you go save as. And I see it says divine copy, but I don't want it to be a copy. I want it to be F, what I call a FNL, which is the final. This is how I mark my projects to know that they've been completed. Because a lot of times, I mean, you got all these files open, or you got all the copies that you do to show the client or whatever, and then you lose your original, or it gets copied over, whatever. So there we go. And when you open it back up, just to make sure, so it says copy, it says final. That's the one we just saved. Boom, 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 and the dot is gone. Okay, so that's the one I'm gonna post on my website. Cause but that was the whole divine work, the divine piece. Give you guys a closer look at it. So leave a comment, you guys. Go to the page. Go to my socials. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think of the picture. I think I still have the separate IG links up there. Yep. So that's for the IG. That's where they're posted. If you want to know, here's all my graphic socials. Uh-oh, it didn't work. Graphics. All right. So that's that. So now, back. Now we're going to move on to working on two of the emotes that I have gotten started so far. It is cold in this apartment right now. We got the I wanted to do my own yer. I didn't want to use somebody else's. I want to have my own yer. So we got that. And then we got the hype, my hype emote. I got a anger emote. I haven't inked it yet. And then I got one where he's goofy or looking silly. And all of this is going to be followed by a character storyline. I plan on doing an illustration animation like the one that so many have with my character and then myself. So trying to build up some things, learn some things, do some things this year. Let's work on the hype one. That one's probably easier right now. That's probably easier. And I have been binge watching Daredevil because I want Disney Plus to know people are watching Daredevil and are watching. Actually, I watched Defenders first. I, can okay, for all those Marvel Cinematic fans out there that saw the shows from, I don't have light on here. That's why everything is so dark. Who have watched the shows from Netflix um, and gotten into them. We all the major consensus is um, that of course Daredevil was the best one. Punisher was good, which I haven't seen the whole thing of. Don't at me, don't get mad at me. I just haven't had time. But Daredevil was my favorite. Daredevil was and just like although everybody doesn't agree that Green Arrow was the best DC video, but I digress. Anyway, um, Luke Cage was decent, and I liked the Defenders. And I will say this: Jessica Jones, yeah, Jessica Jones was what it was. It was. She was too much. To me, she was too much attitude. But I will say this: in Defenders, I think they brought their personalities together a lot better than some of their individual counterparts. Like as they called it the Defenders Saga. Okay, so a report that I read from one said that they were trying to get away from this version of the Defenders. I think that was somebody's wishful thinking. Because if they were trying to get away from Defenders, like they said, all the Defenders and the Jessica Jones series or the Iron Fist series, which I admit the Iron Fist series was trash. The guy that played Danny Rand. You know what? We'll get in that in a minute. And Jessica Jones was too dark for me. The girl was drowning. How you gonna help? You know what I'm saying? How you gonna help somebody that you can't help yourself? That's how I felt about Jessica Jones. Luke Cage. So I wasn't opposed to her being in the show Luke Cage. Wait, am I watching season 2? Yeah, I'm watching season 2. Sorry, I'm gonna just put Daredevil on the background. I think I was at the point where Punisher kind of threw a curveball and said, "I'm not guilty." Like what, Ninja? What? What mother? What? You're not what? Ninja? You just shot him in front of the cop's face. Uh, but so he was supposed to take a plea bargain, but he didn't, and that got so that they're like if somebody wanted to put him to death. I need to be watching this. Like I'm watching it without the sound just because I don't want to get a DLC strike. I want something on the background. All that good stuff. All right, this is a PDF. We gotta change this to a PSD file. I really hate oh PDF PSD. I really hate how they did this. You got to save as copy, and I guess they did it so that you wouldn't be copying over. Um, like some people go to play or something or do something. And this part of the series is a lot of conversation more than action, so I kind of needed to be hearing it to know what's going on. But So right now we're going to clean up some areas because I'm going to make this a PNG file. Once all done, I want these open areas open like they're supposed to be. Boom, boom, boom. Make sure I'm not missing any. All right. So this is the hype emote. And I just wanted to kind of hype, but make it, it's kind of like you got a little smirk, a very little smirk. Um, so we're doing this here. Hmm. Hmm. Nothing's changing. At least it doesn't seem like anything's changing. Oh, there's a selected part still there. Okay. All right. Yeah, I didn't draw this very well. I should have drew a cleaner. Man, some stuff, and it didn't scan well because I did it so small. I should have did it bigger. But hey, you know, lemonade. Make lemonade. Wow. So right now we're just kind of cleaning up all these little areas in here, straight cleaning up the lines, making it more. Just cleaning it, just making it cleaner. You know what? Shift controls it. Oh, I'm probably hitting in the wrong order. Ah, whatever. Wow, that person has a really loud car. Oh my god. Shut up. It is so crazy how Daredevil knows exactly what everybody else is doing in the room. Sorry, guys, I do get a tend to get a little focused when I'm doing art, but please say hi. How you doing? Welcome into the stream. Your boy Tiger Prime, my feeder code. I need to probably put some socks and some real pants on, or full pants on, like I have on shorts right now. Like I really want to know what's going on right now. Like they're beating up some guy and him and Electra, and I'm like, wait, I don't remember this part. Like I watched this series and I literally binge watched it, so there's a lot that I missed. That's one of the reasons why I'm officially gonna rewatch it completely. But yeah, I probably need to put on something else. Uh, but what to put on? Something that I've seen 1,000 times, probably a cartoon, Star Wars. I just like to have something on in the background while I'm creating. So right now, like I said, we're just cleaning up the details, kind of cleaning up the edges. Hopefully, it'll make everything easier when I go to do things later. But if you're lying to me when I come back, you're not gonna like me. I don't like you now. Sorry, I was thinking about a line from the Defenders. I was thinking, so I was watching Daredevil, and like I said, I'm currently watching, which I'm about to put on a movie that I've seen 1,000 times because trying to watch this is probably a bad idea. Or having this on because I'm gonna want to watch it instead of do what I'm supposed to be doing right now, and it's career that's doing art. Um, so normally I put on something like Star Wars or something where I know the lines to, like, and I just want to watch the action in the background. It also helps give me a time frame of how long I've been working on something and how long something's taking. So like when people ask, well, how long did that take? If I think two Star Wars movies, I'm like, oh, it took 6 hours, approximately 5.5. Yeah, so the whole hype about Endgame or whatever for Avengers being like almost like 3 hours, it was like doesn't anybody realize like the Star Wars movies are like that long? Like really? Like it took forever and a day to like watch Star Wars back in the day. I don't know if they shortened them because it seemed like they lost a few minutes here and there somewhere, but they actually added footage. So because I went back and I always thought they were 3 hours. It never seemed like they were 3 hours to me. Like I was seemed like it was. But I thought I'd heard or read or saw something that said they were 3 hours long. Star Wars was, but they weren't. They were only like 2.5, which is still pretty close. So as I was saying, um, as far as Defenders, if they're trying to break away from it, why would they? Why would they name it the Defenders series? From what I heard or read in a particular article, they were saying that they were going to reboot Iron Fist and reboot the Defenders and possibly even Jessica Jones. But they're over in the MCU now. So if they keep the same Danny Rand, I just hope they don't keep the same director. Like Iron Fist was bad, not because of the story, well, probably because of the story. They changed up the story, like the first, and actually the first season wasn't that bad. I actually like the first season of dealing with his brother, the family issues, all of that. Not in the drama, but that was pretty cool. Like that whole aspect. And I don't know much about his story, so I had no expectations going in. But the fact that that mother sucker says, "I am the immortal Iron Fist," like that every time, not just "I'm Iron Fist" or "I'm the savior of," I am the immortal Iron Fist every freaking 5 minutes, man. That was that. I hit delete. How did I hit delete? I thought I hit back. How did I delete the layer? Anyway, that and he stayed childish throughout the, like I could see him being a bit naive when he first got back to the city. But through all everything that he was in, he stayed that naive. And it really pissed me off when he was that naive in Defenders. And people were trying to tell him he's more than a weapon. He just said, "I'm the living." He didn't want to hear nobody. He didn't want to hear it. And that whole scene that caused him to fight against the Defenders in the one room. Spoiler alerts in case anybody has not seen it. I thought that was ridiculous. I'm like, how are you not gonna listen to the, like you? He went back to being childish. Uh, you're in a room full of wise people, people that you've trusted with your secrets that have abilities. You petitioned for them to be this group, and now because they're using their collective wisdom and seeing something that you can't you can't fathom or believe for whatever reason, because the concept was not that far fetched. Like he was saying, they're liars, but then he was using their logic. He was calling the hand liars, like they had captured a hand member, and he was calling the hand liars. But then he was using that same logic of what they said to justify what he was trying to do. And I'm like, well, are they liars, or is it a legitimate source? Is it just legitimate when it suits what you need? It was like he was so childish, bro. And I'm like, you can't be a hero and be that childish. Like, you can't be sitting there talking about you're fighting for the city and you want to end the hand. And this is the other thing. He was not that good a fighter. Not his acting ability, but he was like getting handed. Like, he couldn't control his chi. And that should have let you know something. Like, it was just so many bad. It was so much bad going on with that, with Iron Fist. And he needs to be not maybe not even recasted, because the actor might be able to pull it off, but his character design needs to be redone, because he was horrible. I'm the immortal Iron Fist, mother sucker. Nobody cares. You sit up here telling it every 10 seconds, I'm the immortal Iron Fist. I am the immortal Iron Fist. And I don't know if he just thought because, or if the director thought that would be believable just because of what happened, like always referring to the incident or seeing new superheroes. If he's like, oh, I want to be known. No, but nobody cares. And nobody cares because you weren't at the Battle of New York. You're not Iron Man. You're not Tony Stark. Well, technically, I guess he is kind of like Tony Stark. Except he knows how to fight and doesn't have a suit of armor. But yeah, the whole Defender saga outside of him, and I liked Jessica Jones in the Defenders more than I liked her in her own show. Like, she in Defenders, it was like, all right, I'm doing this for the betterment of the team. I'm working with these guys. They can actually use my strength, and I still don't know what that chick can do fully. I thought she had some other powers. And in the comics, I thought she lost her powers. And then that's why she became. Like, I knew Cage was tired of the whole superhero bit. But then he formed Heroes for Hire, which is what I thought Netflix was going to do with it. And I was like, man, they need to do that. Especially when whatchamacallit lost her arm. I was like, oh. Because Misty Knight, that bionic arm. And to be honest, okay. If you're watching this later, please put it in the chat or comments. Out of the two females that he had to choose from, the cop and Misty Knight, which, being a cop, and like again, this is another one I'm not 100% on. And I get they kind of used they couldn't use a big event like what was going on in the movies to bring Defenders together. They didn't have the rights to, for one. But secondly, it would be like, all right, we got to have. So it was kind of thoughtfully done to have the nurse in all of the series. Except for Jessica. Was she in Jessica Jones? I don't know. But to have, oh wow, and I just thought that not only is she in the Marvel series, she's also in Star Wars now as Ahsoka in Disney. So kudos to my girl, who I found out is nuts though, so I'm not sure how I feel about her. Rosario Dawson. Nah, I still love her. She's cool. She's crazy, but she's cool. But the thing about it to me that clearly, to me, I don't know. No. Okay, so what was I talking about? Jessica Jones. Oh, the girls. Okay, so in Nick Heroes for Hire, come on, y'all. So I don't know what the other black girl's name. I would have chose a black girl over Rosario. I love Rosario Dawson. I know she was a nurse. This nigga got Luke Cage got around. Now that I think about it, I wonder if they're gonna censor any of that in the Disney. In the, in fact, I need to watch Luke Cage because didn't he sleep with her the first night? He did. He did. Um, yeah, I think I would have chose Misty over Rosario, and just because, mostly, mainly because she was a. They're both very attractive women. The black girl I think is a little bit more attractive. Um, but and here's why: you have Misty was a cop. He's an ex cop. They actually end up working together a lot more, and I think they did in the third season. I have to watch that season again. And that's how they get into Heroes for Hire. But originally it was Power Man and Iron Fist, which I was like, all right, I'm wondering how they get. And so they had them once Iron Fist was released, they had them crossing over more. But it made it kind of seem like feel good. It made it kind of seem like they were going to do more with it, but they didn't. So, in my humblest of opinions, I just think I think he should have got with Misty. I would have picked Misty over the nurse. That's just me though. And Rosario, and she slept with two of them too. She slept with Daredevil, and she slept with. They were just sleeping around in this show, man. Um, I don't remember the nurse. I don't remember there being a nurse that brought them all together in the comics, but they were separate comics. I think they just kind of ran into each other, kind of like the different. Now she brought Iron Fist and whatchamacallit together. Oh my goodness, bro, this is yeah. This is what I get for just pulling it from it. I inked a sketch and did it, and I should have took more time with it. Did a full drawing, but either way, I mean, I draw it on hand or I draw it in the computer. It still needs to be touched up and drawn better, and that's what I'm doing now. So, um, guess there's no real reason to complain. And I was gonna have to from a scan. You're gonna have to make it cleaner anyway. I really need to get a tablet. Ah, man, if I could get a tablet, I just wonder how much better my art would be. Um, but nevertheless, so yeah, per me personally, I would have picked the black chick. I can't remember. I don't know. Well, they're both black. Or actually, isn't Rosario Hispanic? I would have gone with the cop, basically. Like I was kind of disappointed they didn't actually get together. But given, I think I have to remember the circumstances of what happened. But given, I think given what happened, it probably like I know they were trying to get Rosario. Like Rosario was the linchpin between K. Oh, Samadorosha. That was he was the linchpin between. She was the linchpin between Luke Cage and Iron Fist. Um, but I think they could have made that connection without it having to be over her. And I think I kind of get though why they didn't. Like it would have been too much. It would have been too much to have There was only 2 seasons. I thought there were 3 seasons. How do you gonna give Iron Fist 3 seasons and not? Well, it became politics after that because I'm sure Marvel around that time had made their intentions known. Like, hey, we're starting our own platform. We want to bring them over to like. I found something out. Businesses plan stuff out way in advance, and the fact that they did such Marvel did such a amazing job with the first set of movies up to Thanos, and it's gonna be hard. It's almost like that whole first series was like the first good movie in the trilogy. It's like that's what they're trying to do. That was the first part of the trilogy. Now here comes the second part. Is the second movie, which we all know most of the times it is not, is the second movie gonna be as good as the first one? So far, and they're bringing in other characters. Them bringing in other. So here's the thing. Here's my here's my theory. So of course, big heroes, the top Marvel sellers, Captain America, Iron Man, Thor, Spidey, Strange. There's a few more heavy hitters that they didn't. Well, actually, no. I think that probably covered it. Captain America, Ant Man, Wasp, Marvel. I'd have to go back to my comics, but outside of the X-Men, of course, which they just now have the rights to. Like they got most of the heavy hitters out in the first movie. Even some that weren't, like Hawkeye, but he was an Avenger, and like I Marvel's okay. So here's my thinking. Marvel kind of knew at the end, like, all right, what are we gonna do? We can't keep these guys going forever. They already introduced the majority of the Young Avengers, but they didn't want to just jump from them to the regular heroes. So what is almost like what was the plan? And I think when they did the third series, but this is the funny thing with me was how they do the third series of Iron Fist first, and then so I'm thinking that something was whatever was happening in Iron Fist was going to lead up to the third series in Cage, and that's why they did it that way. Um, but it got stopped because Marvel knew that there was going to be an acquisition. You know, like all right, Marvel got bought out by Disney, so this is like, wait a second, we need to put a hold on this because we are going to include them in our next phase. We're not going to tell you how, but we need the rights to this. Now, of course, they're not going to reveal their game plan because then that's going to drive the price up, right? But they also could have just done it smart, which I think they did, and waited till the contracts ran out for the Marvel shows and just didn't renew them. Because wow, that whole acquisition was funny to me, and then the release of the Marvel, or not the Marvel, but the Disney app, and I was like, wait a minute, but they got all these Marvel shows on Netflix, and I read about the contract stuff, and I'm like, I'm wondering how they're gonna do this. But I said from the beginning, this is why I need to do a podcast on this stuff. I said from the beginning that I knew. I said, man, they've got to bring if, and I only thought it. I only thought it because Daredevil was so successful. Like there were rumors, mostly amongst fans, about bringing Daredevil into the big screen, and that was talked about. I think, if I'm not mistaken, even before the Battle of New York, like before the Avengers really became the Avengers, they were talking about they need to, I think it was kind of talked about when Spidey was when they were talking when they started, really amping up about Spider-Man being in the Avengers. and it because Spider-Man and Daredevil cross paths so often. Like that first meeting in the MCU, I think is going to be amazing. And I think Tom Holland actually is going to be about the right age, which is I kind of get why they did make him a kid because now that all the acquisitions are, there are some things that you can do. So you're talking about the first meeting between Daredevil and Spider-Man possibly being on the big screen. Um, it would be more realistic, or realistic. It's all cartoons. Um, it'll be more canon because he'll be right about the age they first really met out of high school. He's in college. He's out here Spider-Man in it. Um, so for all of those that say Spider-Man never went to Queens, now that was funny though the way when him and Cap met. But I mean, what do you expect of a teenager? How he gonna get out of his own area? I mean, do y'all know how much effort it takes to web swing? Come on now, fams and fiends and felines. I gotta tell you, your boy is getting hungry. It's 2:30. I have not eaten a morsel other than some almonds and a granola bar. Um, and I have to cook. Well, I gotta do my meal prep tomorrow. So I gotta go to. I gotta go to the store tonight and get some things because they. I did my grocery shopping last week or my order delivery last week, and so many things were missing. So it was kind of like, oh, ho hum. So so to me, it's no surprise. Can they work Spidey into like I may not know everything like EA Voss and his boys. And man, they do some ridiculous research into these. But that's why he's so successful. Everybody has their own little niche. That's his, man. And all the little I watch some of these imitators of, oh yeah, we know everything Marvel. But when I watch EA Voss, he challenges my knowledge of Marvel. And I'm like, yo, this dude is shout out to EA Voss and everything Marvel. I think that's what's called everything Marvel. But because he does a bang up job in all the this brother finds Easter eggs in the Easter eggs. Like it's ridiculous how he does it. He finds Easter eggs in the Easter eggs. Like it's ridiculous. And brought up like I thought I was a comic book head. Actually, I'm like I'm really that guy that's a master. Jack of all trades, crap, master of none. That's me. I dabble in a lot of stuff. I can do a lot of things. Have I mastered any of it? Not even art. I guess it's time I become a master of something. Cannot ibush down there. Sorry, just thinking out loud. Oh, starting to rush stuff. So So yeah, I think around that time of the acquisition, so it stopped the because they had the third season ready to rock, and they stopped it. And I'm like, but y'all did a third season of Iron Fist and of Jessica Jones, which I watched neither. I don't even think I made it through the second season of. Actually, wait, I could be wrong about that. They may have only done one season of Iron Fist. I have to double check. But after the set man and the second season of Luke Cage was interesting because he went from being a cop to being a gang, basically a he's a kingpin. Like he replaced the void that was left by his enemies. Shade, Mariah. Now Shade, all right. I liked Shade up until the last part. When him and Mariah started getting it on, I was like, "What in the world? This mother sucker is crazier than crazy." Um, like you really gonna sit there and deal with Mariah? Like not even deal with her, but like date her? Like I didn't know if he was making a play or what was going on. But I was like, yo, this right here, this right here, this right here, this right here, this is gonna happen. Y'all gonna really do this? Y'all gonna have this young man be? Oh my god, he kissed, and when they kissed, first of all, none of their kisses ever look natural. I'm like, I ain't know if it just looked like they were not enjoying it. It just looked like they were not enjoying it. So that part always kind of left me a little bit. But Shades was like the coolest guy. Like those strong silent types are key. I think those like Lex Luthor. I think one of my favorite villains. That's the question of the day, chat. Who is your favorite villain? Mine has got to be Lex Luthor because the man. I think the contrast. First of all, the contrast between him and Superman. Both were superpowered, but he was smart, and Superman was smart. Superman, for all the flaws that I have, or for all the knocks I have against Superman and how his original character was, because now in the new 52, he's a little bit more edgy, which is why you got things like Injustice, the game and the show or whatever the comic, whatever they're doing with it now. But I lost my train of thought, y'all. I'm sorry. He, I think with that whole thing, it is um. I really did lose my train of thought. What was I talking about? Oh, favorite villains. Okay, Superman, Lex Luthor. Um, I honestly feel like that was a great contrast because you had super strength versus super. And I tell you what, the original Kingpin and the new one is starting to grow on me. But he was so methodical, man. Like to have something be, because I'm a chess player, and so the intelligence of these guys is ridiculous. To be that many moves ahead of your enemy, that was amazing. Like you got to give them props. Now, in fact, to be honest with you, their intelligence was so much more powerful than the abilities. Joker and Batman is an interesting concept, but he was such a psychopath. Like his intelligence was really more than scary because he was he's crazy. He's intelligence with no conscience. He that that he's probably the most dangerous of all of them. So, of course, top three villains. You gotta have Lex Luthor. You gotta have my guy Kingpin, Lex Luthor, Kingpin, and the Joker. You got the Goblin with Spider Man, but with Spider Man's villains, I mean, you got Craven the Hunter, you got the Goblin, you got Spider Man has a rogue. All right, Flash has a rogue of villains that are just cheesy and dumb. Spider Man has a rogue of villains that are dangerous, bro. Like Lex, like Flash's villains, Flash's villains. I don't know. Mirror Man. Now you talk about now we talk about the series of Reverse Flash. Okay, Egon Thorne. We talk about Mirror Man, Captain Cold, Captain Boomerang. First of all, why are they all captains? Why are they all captains? But they're cheesy knockoffs, man. They're cheesy knockoffs. Um, they're not real rogue characters. They're not real strong supervillains to me. Like I would never feel like I feel like an ordinary guy could take these cats out. Um, ordinary guy can take these cats out. And it's not because they don't have powers or abilities, it's just that they were that stupid. So that being said, Lex Luthor, Kingpin, Venom, who round out my top five? Of course, Lex. And here's the thing: my one of my favorite villains ain't even a Marvel character. It's Lex Luthor. I have to say, Lex Luthor is probably my favorite villain. Um, so as I was saying, the dynamic, and one of the things is the dynamic. Like he's so intelligent. He was Kingpin was always ahead of Daredevil. Lex was always ahead of Superman. And they, to be honest with you, they looked up. Now the Joker, the Joker and Batman had a different dynamic. Oh, the Joker can it? Does the Joker round out my top five? Ah, well, let me think about it. You got Doctor Doom. I was never big on Doctor Doom. He was a dick. He was a dictator, not a dick. He was a dictator, not a dick. Oh, he's a dick, but he was a dictator. Um, think I think. Oh man, I don't know. I don't know. So we got Doctor Doom. Oh man. So we got the Joker. Well, we got Lex, Kingpin, the Joker, Venom. Who's gonna run out my top five? Who's gonna be my other villain? I mean, you got Savage, but why do I feel like Savage is more of a recent villain? I don't know. Never mind. I mean, not never mind. I don't know. Who would be my other top villain? Who would be my other top villain? I can't think of another villain to round out my top five. I mean, you got Craven the Hunter, but he's not a big one. If I'm talking about top five of supervillains from Marvel and DC, I only got four. Venom, like, do I really want to include the guy? I don't. Doctor Doom, I was never impressed by him. But Kingpin, Lex Luthor, Kingpin, almost the same. But Kingpin is ridiculous. Lex Luthor, Kingpin, um, Lex Luthor, Kingpin, Venom, because Venom really had Spider Man on the ropes. Um, can't think of another one. I honestly can't think of another big time villain. Like I said, Doctor Doom, but I'm never was never really impressed by Doom. Um, you know what? If I was Nicolas Cage though, Nicolas Cage, wrong Cage. If I was Luke Cage, I would have been a bouncer somewhere. Indestructible skin. They off the radar, and you can make big money doing it. Depending on what security team you're on, you can make big money. I would have took that. Like he was talking about not taking money and stuff, but he was, he was a felon, and now that he's not a felon, like that was the one thing I did like about it. Like when they arrested him and took him back in, by the time he got he got his career right. They got him out of prison, but he could have got his badge back, but he didn't want to become a cop again. And I kind of get that, but I kind of wish he did. I don't know. But anyway, back to the villain conversation. Why am I talking about that? Because I'm watching that. I'm checking something out in the first episode. Something I knew was in the first episode, and I wanted to see. Like, so the word is that Disney Marvel have censored some of their recent, there she is, recent content, such as some scenes in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which I didn't check out. They said something changed, but I probably wouldn't notice it because I only watched it once. And like, I don't start catching stuff like that until I've watched it like 2 or 3 times. Yeah. So I really don't know. I really don't know who my fifth villain would be. It's not Doom. I guess if I'm just doing a ranking, Doom would have to be fifth for the Fantastic. Oh no, you got Magneto. How did I forget about Magneto? Nope. Stop the presses. Let's back up. That's my top five. You got Magneto. You got Lex Luthor, Kingpin, Venom, maybe Goblin. Um, yeah, I forgot about Doom, so I know I'm forgetting about somebody else. I just felt bad for making two of the villains belong. Two of my top five are Spider-Man villains because I kind of want to say Goblin to make that round out my five. So you got Doom, you Kingpin, Lex Luthor. No, not Doom. You got what I just said his name. What's the boy's name? Oh, Magneto. Because I wasn't thinking about the X Men. You got Magneto. You got you got Magneto, Kingpin. I don't think of Loki as a villain. Sorry, I just thought about Thor and villains. I don't think Loki as a villain. And I know, a lot of you are probably screaming, "What about Darkseid? What about him?" Darkseid to me, Randall Savage and Darkseid do not compare to Kingpin and Lex Luthor. Because, and here's part of the reason why is like, well, Savage brokered a deal with Darkseid. Who's the other one? Who's the one that Darkseid? Apocalypse. No, there's another one. You got Darkseid. I'm missing somebody. But those, I'm talking about my top five villains, and Darkseid just doesn't. He doesn't do it for me like that. Darkseid, Apocalypse, maybe. And then you still got other guys that are not as well known, but very much very sinister in guys like Gideon, who a lot of people don't know about, but he's an X Men villain. You got Strife, but again, I don't know if I really count Strife as he's more of an anti-hero than he is a villain. No, no, I take that back. Strife is a villain. Strife is a straight villain. I'm sorry, I'm thinking about something else. So you got Strife, but the like I said, my top five is the guys that are smart. They're the smartest guys in the room. They manipulate you, and you don't even know you're being manipulated until it's too late. And that's Kingpin, Lex Luthor, um, Kingpin, Lex Luthor, um, Magneto. And Magneto may not have been one of the smart ones, but the boy is bad. He's vicious. So you got Magneto, the Joker. I like the Joker too. Magneto, Venom, Joker, Lex, Kingpin. And that takes out the Goblin. But Goblin would be my alternate top five. He'd be in the alternate. He for sure is in the conversation because he's kind of like the Joker. He's just that. And the thing of it is, when Venom was a bad guy, I guess Venom is an anti-hero now, isn't he? So would it be Goblin? I don't know. Now that does kind of change if we're talking about anti-heroes not being villains. That does change the dynamic. And that would mean Venom would no longer be a bad guy because he's an anti-hero. And he's actually a hero now. He's actually a hero now. But he was a villain the way he was attacking Spider-Man because of Eddie Brock and what Spidey had done. Um, so that's an interesting case, right? That's an interesting question of what to do with those gentlemen. But we're talking about my favorite villains. And to be honest, I like Venom better as a villain than I do anti-hero. Like he was giving Spider-Man the blues. And that actually makes a good villain makes a better hero. I think we had a conversation. I had a conversation. I think it was Tony Baker and company. Like we were playing COD with his friends, and I believe we were in the making of talking or in the game of talking about that. And so I honestly think so. We were talking about how heroes are only as good as their villains. Batman's villains, the Joker, the Riddler. Riddler's not my top five. And the thing about it is they have oh no. They have they downplayed Riddler like so bad. And then you got what is her name? I can't think of the chick's name. Sorry, I shouldn't call her chick. I can't think of the woman's name. Um, the one that runs the Suicide Squad, Amanda Waller. Oh, there is Slade, the Teen Titans, who is a phenomenal character, but not in my top five of villains. Not in my top five. Like, yeah. So now I gotta think though, who is actually because if we're talking about that, whatchamacallit is an anti-hero and not a villain, as Venom, then I guess I can't keep him in my top five of villains. Um, But it's still Kingpin, still Magneto, still Lex Luthor is my top three. Um, I still want to put Venom in that category because, like I said, I like him better as a villain than I did as an anti-hero. Um, Outside of that, I don't know. Those are my favorite villains. I'm not a big fan of Doom. I know he's supposed. So for some reason, to me, Doom just never came off as smart as he was supposed to in anything in the comics, in the movies, any of it. He just never floated my boat as far as that's concerned. Wait a minute. Oh no, that is the Mystique. I was like, I thought he was talking to Candace, and it doesn't look like they censored the scene, at least not yet. So yeah. Hmm. They censored it a little bit because I thought there was more to it. Yeah. So that's wait. Did that five? Did I give five? Kingpin, Lex, Magneto, Venom. Brainiac, Darkseid. Not my top five though. Like Brainiac, Darkseid combined but that was really just because it allowed Superman to cut loose and knock some mother suckers out. Like, but even that wasn't enough, and Lex had to come and save Soups. So that's it's like, yo, really? This is what we're doing? Like Lex saves Soups from the Brainiac, and then he went crazy, and even crazy, he was still vicious. Like Lex was still vicious. The brother was still vicious. Like he was nice with it. He was nice with it. So Kingpin and Lex are my top two villains of all time for me. I'm gonna have to say I still want to put Venom. Venom as a villain is in my top five. Uh, he's one of my favorite characters. I like him as a villain. I mean, he's a cool anti-hero. I don't hate him. It's just he was such like the reason why we have such a I have such an issue with that the original third movie is because they gave him such a minor part and he played such a powerful role in that, you know, in what in Spider-Man and being a villain for him. He did some outlet. He gave Spidey the blues, bruh. Like Spider-Man was like scared for his life. He was scared for Aunt May. He was scared because Venom knew who he was. He knew where he lived, and he Venom wasn't just given to revenge. He was, but he wasn't. But he he unsettled Spidey. He tortured him because Spidey knew at any minute he could get to Mary Jane, he could get to Aunt May, he could get to any of them because he knew where they were. He couldn't be with them 24/7, so he couldn't sleep. He was not at rest. He was always on edge when Venom was, and he was always waiting. He was always waiting for Venom to strike, and that to me, that's so that to me was just like, wow. Okay. So Who's your favorite villains? Top three. I gave my top five, but who's your favorite villains? Top three, top five if you got it. That's the question of the day. Um, other news, they have brought back building in Fortnite already. So I guess they took it away for a month, and they brought some other weapons in. So they changed out some of the. They brought some more rifles in. Uh, one of which I was trying out today earlier. Um, it was pretty nice. It packed a punch. It was definitely better than the original ARs. So I got my favorite rifles now in there. Um, so yeah, it's that's my top five. Who's your favorite villains? So they brought now. Here's the thing. I thought we'd have more time without the building, but they brought it back already, and they made it two separate game modes. I guess they saw so much popularity of the game jump since, first of all, COD is screwing up still. Vanguard is not popular. Everybody's waiting for a new Modern Warfare. Um, Everybody's waiting for a new Modern Warfare, and it's not. Well, hopefully it's coming soon. And hopefully they don't do it over the top like Advanced Warfare. That was just too much. Um, but nobody's really picking up Vanguard, and it's kind of left a void. So some people are jumping back to Fortnite. A guy came in my machine like, "Man, you play Fortnite?" I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Do you?" He's like, "Nah, I'm not 12." I'm like, "Well, neither am I." But back to the building, not building. I actually got used to. I was getting used to the building before they took it out, but I gotta admit, the straight gameplay, I'm loving it. But I do want to learn how to build, so I'm gonna play both versions of it, so to speak. Um, yeah, I'm gonna play. And this morning I was playing the building version, but I was in a hurry. I had a meeting. I couldn't even play the whole game, so I didn't even get down to going up against guys that can build. And I think that just helps you think of the game and the strategy of the game in a different way. Personally, so what do you guys feel? Are you glad that building's back in Fortnite, or are you or are you gonna be playing the non-building form? Personally, I like them both. Cause and then the building. Now here's what I liked about the non. Like I don't know if this was before they took away building, but your ability to leap and climb up on buildings is still in the game. So I like that. I like the fact that you can do that. So I definitely like. I think I like both. But now that they brought that back, I'm like, ooh, I want to play that. And I was gonna play Call of Duty today. Maybe get in some Warzone if my people were playing. And by my people, I mean Queen Bee, Fly Guy, GBG, and hey, it's MVK or not Peoples if she gets on today. There's a lot they didn't censor in this first episode. Hold up, chat. I gotta mute for a second. I want to hear something. They so should have made this Heroes for Hire. I'm so mad they didn't. Sorry, I was watching the one clip where he saves his landlord. Um, and she tries to give him money. And the one guy's like, "You just made it worse. They're gonna come back." She says, "I want to hire you to protect us." And she says, "I'm not for hire." He says, "I'm not for hire, but um, uh, he says, "I'm not for hire," and then walks out. But later, so there's a comic book with her. If you guys aren't aware, with Luke Cage and Misty Knight, um, and the name of it is Heroes for Hire. I think he doesn't want to take the money because he feels like um, he'd be no better than the guys that were extorting them. But he's a type of security, so it's like, you know, You know, another. So we are talking about relationships a lot, and not people's and stuff that I've been through in regards to individuals. Oh boy. I want to hear this part.
I like to think about that. Time is a luxury. It was working class. Time's precious. That's about damn shame. Shame. Cut your hands. Shame. That's why I need the best of that. 4 seconds. No, not yet. Just a little bit of fish. You ain't Turkish neither, Turk. Not last time I checked. Your mama did right. No, she's a woman. All right. That's cheaper. Oh, I just got home. Yes, see me. Not from out of the way. Look, man. Everyone knows Pop. He's a Puerto Rican kid. I can't remember his name. Go. He's hoping you're still around. Oh, fresh top, right? Got some dirty ones. Take them out. Come on. Just let it on. Hey, cat. Go ahead. Look, got one job to just make. What's your name? All about those. go all through. Let's see. Getting something in the stores. The last name is Corleone. Sam. Alive. Don't worry about it. So, oh, baby.
Why would you disrespect him like that?
I got you. Cotton Mouth did it personally. It's like, it should be just gone. I don't condone what you did, but it's not too late for Chico. Stay out. Something. I can't just turn my back. Long time. Exactly. But this place is switching. If we can find it before they do, maybe I can set up a parlay contract. Sorry, Mama. You are son. I haven't seen Reba since she was 5. So when he comes home, contemplating and seeing his story, I ask no questions. And when that same well-read ex-con comes back wanting to date gas and lifting up the refrigerator like an empty cardboard box, I just nod my head again. I'm collecting.
Come on, Chauncey, you know the drill. Have you seen this pig? Chico? Stop it. His initials are playing right here. Just like all other things they play around back. Seen it? Wasting time. Jump after the rock.
Seems like one alone.
No. That would be fair to you. Come on, let's play horse. Shot for shot. And if I win, tell me everything I need to know about Wilfredo Chico Villa. Get out of jail free card. We good? Maybe start.
Like Cheryl, that was not
Sorry, guys. I've gotten focused. You know how I get when nobody's in chat and I start working on something. I get real focused and real quiet. But hopefully that'll change and more people start coming around. We can have more conversations, have a good time, um, and all that good stuff. But that's the outline of the hype. Get hype, get hype. I might do one that says hype train. I don't know. We'll have two. This one says hype and then have one that says train underneath it. That'd be dope.
That's not nearly enough. It's not enough. I think you're right. You go and make a gun deal with that bingo. They get jacked and we're all exposed. I'm listening to the killer, but it's not. But think about it. Do you really want to go to Run Boots Club? Of course not. But you need to fix this shit right now. Does your gun dog want to drink what? Don't worry about it. Worry about problems. I'll worry about my job. My job is to accompany the life and for job. Sit for my water. Why? I don't. But I like it. I'm going to be on this job. The student's home. I can't do this podcast.
Miss Blue Gas, what's going on, ma'am? How are you doing? Welcome into the Primetime Show. We up here doing some artwork, listening to some music, watching some Marvel Luke Cage, baby. Question of the day: who's your favorite supervillain? Supervillain. How are you doing, ma'am? And did you know that Fortnite and the lovely Miss Tokyo, nothing much, making my rounds, is in the building as well? As always, love to see you guys. Appreciate you stopping in. Question of the day. It's in regards to, it's Saturday. You know how we do back in the day. You used to get up, watch Saturday morning cartoons. So, in respect of that, who is your favorite supervillain? The guys that make the good guys look good, but without them, they wouldn't look half as good. Who's your favorite supervillain? Even if you got a top three, and when I thought about it, I like the Brainiac guys. How did you get your music to slide in and on your stream and out? Say what? Supervillain. Yeah. How did you get your music to slide in on your stream and out? Oh, it's just playing. It's switching songs right now. That's all it's doing. I'm using, what am I using? Soundtracks by Twitch Beta. So it's non-copyrighted music. I keep it on a jazz station because the hip hop ain't nothing but a bunch of cussing. And I'm not offended by cussing, but it's too much, man. It's not even real music. So, and the hip hop and the R&B one is not good either. So I just keep it on the jazz station. Just in here working on some emotes, y'all. So there we go. This is my hype emote. What you think? Yeah, so Miss Tokyo, we're looking at your favorite supervillains. I was thinking mine. I've got to go. I've always liked the intelligent guys like Magneto. I'm gonna have to go. My top three are Magneto, Lex Luthor. I'm gonna have to say my favorite is Lex Luthor, even though I hate Superman. But Lex Luthor, Kingpin, and Magneto are my top three. Snap, crackle, pop. How are you late? I just figured out how to not have your music saved to your videos. Yeah, I kind of know how to do that, but I kind of don't. And I want to do it so I can play my own music, but they were talking about cracking down on it even more um, in regards to even in live streams, like they were going to have bots or something so you can even get caught that way. But I think that's kind of lightened up, so I might try to do it. Might try to do it here again. The the one I used was not. What was I saying? The app I was using to do it wasn't very good, so it wasn't working too well, and it was causing problems with my regular audio. Kept cutting things in and out. So I went to this non copyrighted music, but I know it doesn't get caught in the VOD, and although it doesn't work on YouTube. All right. It's settings in OBS, but I understand. Okay. Yeah, you gotta. It's also how you input the music in order to separate it. Oh, I missed a spot. What am I gonna do with this nose? So, how are you ladies doing on this fine Saturday? Shoot, shoot. Y'all know I get a little focus. So if y'all don't help keep the conversation going, I might turn silent on you. I'm sorry, Miss Tokyo. I'm trying to be not. I was trying to be rude. Hi, hi, mamas. Trying not to be rude, maybe. Uh, so Blue, did you know that they brought the building back in Fortnite? So now you can build again, but they still kept they kept a they kept a mode where you can still play without. Play without building.
He's got a big heart. We should fall for that. Oh. Give me a second. Don't start without.
Can't do the 1-2 punch without you.
So, not to be rude, my nephew was bothering me. Yeah, but my Fortnite is set to no building.
Fall your ass back down. If I catch you around here again, it's gonna change. Understood, Mr. Barrett?
Oh, I'm starting to get hungry, y'all. Oops, did not want to erase that. Mercedes. All right. Are you using a mouse? Yes, I'm using a mouse. I still haven't gotten a tablet yet. You know, some of us gotta budget and get stuff. So, yes, I'm using a mouse. Yes.
About that shooting, the junkyard, and the no. Really?
There was a shootout. It's like a gun deal that was robbed. Turned into a blender.
Yeah, so I'm working on mouse for now until I can get one.
Strip club. It's right here at the shop. They were both Chico gave Shamika Fee. And that chair right next to where you stand. That's it. That's she was number 7.
You are?
Looks like he found some better clothes to order.
That was funny.
Respect, no sweet talk. But when they leave, I got no.
Understood. Right. Chico is a person of interest for that friend.
Oh, so what are you streaming later today? Because I'm doing art right now. I'm about to go get something to eat, and then I'm probably gonna game a little bit later. I want to get in some COD today because I haven't played that in a while. And I think my skills are probably a little rusty, so I need to work on that. I'm driving, but be back. Well, don't text while driving. Be safe, man. Here we go. So we got the line work almost down. trying to just clean up some stuff. Yes, I'm on mouse. I do want to get a tablet. I'm working on it. Um, and I want a good one. You didn't answer my question, sir. What kind of table? Table? One with a screen or without a screen? Um, I would like to get one with a screen because I'm not used to drawing on a tablet, and I'm used to seeing the drawing. Even though I'm using a mouse and tablet, it's harder. It's a mouse using a mouse and looking here and drawing. It's still harder to do it that way. If I have it on screen, it's a lot easier. Even it's a lot easier to do the corrections and do the artwork that way. So I really want to get one with the screen, which I think the cheapest ones I've seen are about two, three. I was actually talking to Jordo. Oh, guys, check out my Discord. The piece I was doing for Miss Retta Divine is in my Discord. So in the art section. So please, oops, I might help if I spell Discord right. Please feel free to stop by there and check it out, or on my socials, my Instagram, my graphics Instagram page, etc. So yeah, I did finish that piece, so that commission is done. But yes, I do want to get one with a screen. Do want to get one with the screen because I think it'll be easier to draw. Um, although I'm getting used to it this way, it still takes longer. I'm getting better at it though. Almost 5 hours, and I'm done with my. Oh, okay, I understand. And I'm done with my stream for today. Almost 5 hours. Nice. I don't know. Mine says 2:13, but OBS is never right. I'd have to check and see. Um, I have to check and see where I'm at, what I'm really at. I think I got on at 1, so I'm only probably 4 hours or 1:30, so 2.5, 3.5. 2.5. GTG. Gotta go. Aw. All right, man. Well, it's a pleasure seeing you. Thanks for stopping by. You have a great afternoon. If you want some emos, let me know. Well, I'm about to go get some food myself, though. I've only been on for 2.5 hours, so that means I'm definitely gonna have to actually have another meeting to get to as well. So I'm gonna grab some food, and then I'm gonna grab something to eat, do my second meeting, and then probably get back on this evening. Um, so thank you guys for stopping in. Appreciate it. I definitely will get back tonight. So we got the live work done on the one emote. We have the other one that I'm gonna work on as well, which is the yer. I should have redrawn this one too. But that's the one thing about doing here. I can kind of redraw it as well. So I always start off with pencil inside, pencil, and then scan them in and do that. But I think with this one, I might redraw it first. I was gonna draw them on stream, but who's emoted? It's mine. These are for me. Um, that this is my hype one. That's mine. I'm changing my character up too. So like the one that's sitting on my page now across the banner where he's looking. You don't. Oh, that's right. I just switched it because I was getting ready to go off. But that's my hype emote, and this is the your emote. And I did them from sketches. This one actually came out really good when I sketched it, and I was like, all right, bet that's the one I want to use. And then I was sketching out this one, and as you can see, it's kind of distorted a little bit, so I might have to redraw it, and it's not standing out. So um, my original cartoon Lion was more of a comic book hero type, and I said, man, let me tone this down for Twitch a little bit and make it more cartoon. That looks like you. You're funny. I get what you're saying. But it's supposed to. It's supposed to be a cartoon version of my page. So, but the tiger that I have up top, the tiger that I have on my banner, I want to replace it by my birthday, and this is the prototype character of what it's gonna look like. So, thank you, ma'am. I appreciate that. So this is the height. This is the yer, and as you can see, I was about to go and clean up the lines, but I need to fix it. I need to fix it first because it's not gonna look as clean as this one when I get. I only had to do a couple different strokes to this one, like fix that ear, clean up the line work, and boom, you got the hype emote. Hoping to have these done and released by this week, and then I'll add two more, hopefully next week. But I also got a contract for a logo that I have to work on for a client, so I might stream that this week. Might have less gameplay, more artwork this couple weeks when I got projects going on. Um, so, but I got to stream. I want to keep my stream up. I want to keep you guys entertained, engaged. I appreciate the community. I'm trying to build something here. So when I'm not gaming and I get my book out and doing all of that stuff, you guys will know what's going on. Because I'm working on a book, I'm working on a cartoon. So this will be my Twitch community. Will know about it first. You guys have been here, and I just see something else I need to fix on the hype. See how. Sorry, they just did something. Um, but I'm glad you like the emos. If you ever get some for yourself, let me know. talking about it looks like me. That was funny. It's actually kind of true. It's got my personality to it. So, and then the whole beard thing going on. I'm hoping it looks really cool by the time I'm done with it. So how? What do you have planned for today, Miss Tokyo? Miss Tokyo. Tokyo. Just chilling at the moment. No plans for today. It's a sad. It's a. Mm.
You go down in my mom. Check her cotton off. And that's blood on my bed. So we don't have shit. No decent witnesses. She covered it. What else?
You don't like to tell too much of your life, do you? I think I should make that blue stripe damn white on the edges. Be right back. Okay, I'll be Yeah, y'all Harlem niggas is off the hook. Oh, sorry. Y'all Harlem niggas is off the hook. I'm going back to Hell's Kitchen where it's safe.
Good enough.
You alright, cuz?
With what? Extortion? Well, murder? No. Not good. Don't expect me to be.
The money's still burning.
At against.
Get out of here. Shouldn't be seen associated with no criminals. Take the side exit. I got some garbage to clean up downstairs. Sorry about Pop. Yeah, so am I. Believe it or not, this was the rule to the shit.
I love this scene. All right, so I'm watching. For those that don't know, and I was supposed to end my stream. I have Luke Cage on in the background, and I'm watching first episode of Luke Cage. I want to make the hat black. I don't like that navy. Maybe I should make it orange. No, I definitely like the blue better. Oh, well, why didn't that just color that in black? I might put my logo right there on the back of the cap. Uh, like I asked you what's going on with your day and stuff, and every time I ask you, you say, "Yeah, it's good, it's gone." So you don't share too much from your day to day. You're pretty quiet. Like I know you're a big Bone Thugs and Harmony. I know you don't tell what you do. I get that. I respect it because you know this is streaming. You don't know who out here. We put our famous because it's the same, really. Yeah. You know what? I have been feeling that lately. About stuff being the same every day, too much the same. Um, I gotta get up. I go to work, and I don't do too much after that, except the stream. But I'm about to end stream because I'm hungry, and I gotta eat, and I got other things that I need to do. I will be back this evening because I'm gonna game. I was gonna with Athena scope going down. I gotta find another way to do clips. I got a few saved to put out later, and they muted one, so I'm gonna have to put that one on my YouTube. Because at least YouTube don't mute it; they just won't let you make money off of it. Um, oh, my camera died. I thought I had my camera plugged up, y'all. I didn't. So the battery died on it. Let me fix that real quick. See, it's just let me know it's time for me to go eat something. Cause this right here, oh, this is not working. All right. This is interesting that there are some lines in certain places that are seeping through. Kind of makes me wonder if I should do two parts. But I don't understand, like, why. I guess because I separated it. Uh, I'll do all that later if I'm going to do it that way. But thank you all for stopping by. Oh, sorry. Thank you all for stopping by. I'm gonna go get something to eat. And as well, be safe. Because it's still crazy out here. Be kind because love cancels out all fear. And as always, you guys know what it is. I will see you guys next time. Have a good evening. Catch me this evening if you want to come by a game. I don't know what games I'm going to be doing, but I'm going to be doing something. I'm definitely going to come back tonight. All right. Peace, love, and hair grease.